Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning. Happy Monday, y'all. How y'all feeling?
Good.
Let's get into it. Yeah, so the Biden-Harris campaign says it raised more than $30 million following a celebrity fundraiser on Saturday in Los Angeles, California, marking the largest Democratic fundraiser in history. Now, former President Obama was among the headliners, with celebrities including George Clooney, Julia Roberts, Jimmy Kimmel, Barbara Streisand, Jason Bateman, Jack Black, and Shirley Ralph gracing the stage. Now, ticket prices range from $250 to $500,000. And during the event, President Biden criticized the conservative majority Supreme Court, calling them out of step. Let's hear more from the president on SCOTUS.
The next president is likely to have two new Supreme Court nominees. Two more. He's already appointed two that have been very negative in terms of the rights of individuals. The Supreme Court has never been as out of kilter as it is today.
They was protesting Biden's appearance in L.A. I was out there, like the folks that are protesting. I wasn't at the protest, but the folks that are protesting his funding of Israel's war in Gaza. So Biden better figure out how to message to those folks who are against that war, because that's going to be a huge problem for him in November. Those folks is organizing protests. They are strategically voting uncommitted for him in primaries, and come November, I don't know what's going to make them flip that switch.
Well, he warned that if former President Trump is elected, he will appoint more justices flying flags upside down. And now that's a reference to conservative Justice Samuel Alito, who's been embroiled in controversy over political flags that have been flown at his home. More specifically, the Appeal to Heaven flag, which was also carried by rioters on January 6th to the Capitol. Now, Justice Clarence Thomas has also faced some controversies for, some of the gifts he received, not to mention previous comments from his wife, but I'm not going to get too much into that. He's been asked to recuse himself from situations, blah, blah, blah. Moving on, former President Trump is trying to reach out to black voters. He was in Detroit over the weekend. He spoke to black community leaders and headlined an event on Saturday in Detroit where he told the crowd elections are rigged. Let's hear from Trump.
With the help of everyone here today, we're going to win the state of Michigan this November. We're going to fire crooked Joe Biden. We are going to evict the Biden crime family from the White House, and we are going to make America great again. It's so corrupt, the whole election process. And what we want to do is we ultimately want to go to paper ballots, voter ID, one-day voting.
Yeah, so he visited a black church, 180 Church, I believe, where he joined a roundtable discussion about issues affecting black Americans. Pastor Lorenzo Sewell said that he was humbled by the visit, and also added that President Obama never came to the hood to speak to the hood. So Trump went on to say that Michigan was better off when he was president. However, Michigan is a battleground state, and in the last two elections, in 2020 and 2016, Democrats won Michigan, with 2016 actually being the closest margin in state's history. So Trump might actually have some leeway there.
But are they saying how? Like, don't just tell us things were better when you were president. Tell us how things were better. Like, I listened to both of them, speak just now. Neither one of them is talking about what they are going to do for people. Like Biden talking about what Trump is going to do when he gets back in. Trump is talking about how, corrupt and rigged elections are, but neither one of them is talking about what they're going to do for actual people. That's what matters at the end of the day.
You're right about that, and that brings me to my next story. Trump and Biden, their campaigns are agreeing to new rules for the first presidential debate of 2024. CNN announced on Sunday that both candidates have agreed to appear at a uniform podium with their positions determined by a coin flip. Microphones will be turned off during a 90-minute debate, except when each candidate has their turn to speak. Now, there will be no studio audience, which I think is great. And the networks Jake Tapper and Dana Bash will host the debate, which will broadcast on CNN on June 27th
Can't wait.
Atlanta. Yeah, so it's going to be good that, just like you said, that's the opportunity. What have you done for me lately?
The last time I looked forward to two people getting at it like this was Drake and Kendrick. I can't wait till June 27th. Trump and Biden in a debate is going to be incredible.
The only thing is they're gonna cut off the mics after each other speaks, and and some of those ad libs is what you What you gonna be missing too?
All I know is
They'll turn into memes. The facial will turn into memes. I'm sure we'll get some good stuff out of it.
Biden gonna have to put down the written. Biden gonna have to do some real freestyling that night, okay? Because I'm telling you, Donald Trump is coming out guns a-blazing. I'm telling you.
And also in Detroit, I think Peasy was there as well, and Icewear Vezo was there in support of Donald Trump as well. They faced a little backlash for that. All right, and we'll see you next hour, Morgan.
Yep, I got more for you.
All right. Everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. Let us know how your weekend was, what you did. Again, 800-585-1051. Get it off your chest. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning. Yeah, so the United States is sending an additional $1.5 billion in aid to Ukraine. Vice President Kamala Harris made the announcement over the weekend at the Summit for Peace in Switzerland on Saturday. Let's hear from Vice President Kamala Harris.
President Biden and my support for the people of Ukraine is unwavering. We support Ukraine not out of charity, but because the people of Ukraine and their future is in our strategic interest.
Yeah, they're not even trying no more. I don't even know what to tell them anymore. You know what I'm
saying? What do you mean by that? What do you mean?
Listen, I totally understand why they have to, be in Ukraine, but everything does not have to be an announcement. Certain things they should be trying to do quietly because of the optics of it. Because people are highly upset and highly pissed off that they keep seeing all of this money go to all of these other countries. Meanwhile, they can barely keep food on their table and a roof over their head here in America. The optics just don't look good. Everything don't have to be a press announcement like this.
But then you want transparency, though. I mean, okay. Anyways, about $500 million of aid will go to repairing and protecting energy infrastructure. About $380 million will go to provide humanitarian assistance aimed at helping refugees and communities impacted by the war. Now, additional aid will go towards assisting Ukrainian law enforcement and border security. Now, also what happened over the weekend on the home front, Charlamagne, Vice President Kamala Harris spoke to the annual conference of 100 Black Men of America at the Hyatt Regency in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, she she's also scheduled to speak sometime this week to a conference that Migos rapper Quavo is putting on the prevention of gun violence. So, I mean, there's some things happening.
Could you stop, Morgan? She giving them words, thoughts, and prayers at the 100 Black Men Conference with all of this money going someplace. Come on.
That's not true. She definitely implemented the she has a gun violence prevention program. I'm not going to get too much into that. Let's recap from last week. You remember Attorney General Merrick Garland was held in contempt of court. Well, here's an update. The Department of Justice says they will not prosecute Attorney General Merrick Garland after the House held him in contempt. The department told House Speaker Mike Johnson, explaining its longstanding position of not prosecuting executive branch of officials who withhold information from Congress, citing executive privilege. Now, the Republican-led House vote came after the DOJ refused to turn over audio recordings of President Biden's interview with the special counsel investigating his handling of classified documents. Special counsel Robert Hur said he would not prosecute Biden because a jury might not see him as sympathetic, well-meaning, elderly, or they might see him as an elderly man with poor memory. A line that just touched the political firestorm. There's a lot of commentary. People are upset. So House Speaker Mike Johnson says he plans to actually take this case against Attorney General Merrick Garland to court and called the DOJ's lack of prosecution sadly predictable. Let's switch gears a little bit, a little sports-related news. A member of the Kansas City Chiefs, these are the championship, winning Kansas City Chiefs, is finding himself in more legal trouble this offseason. Defensive lineman Isaiah Buggs was arrested for the second time in a month after being booked on a domestic violence and burglary charge in Alabama on Sunday. Now, the 27-year-old was released on a $5,000 bond. Buggs recently turned himself into authorities on May 30th after he was charged with 2 misdemeanor counts of second-degree animal cruelty in Tuscaloosa. Remember that? So fellow Kansas City players, such as wide receiver Rashee Rice, offensive lineman Godric Chukwubuka.
Go ahead, Morgan. Sound it up.
Chukwubuka.
Waka, waka, wow.
Yeah, okay. And Wanye Morris have also been arrested this offseason. Needless to say, with the Kansas City Chiefs, there are a lot of highs and there are a lot of lows. So in terms of the players, y'all got to focus on football there. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you, Morgan.
Thank you. That's your front page news. I'm Morgan Wood. Follow me on social media at Morgan Media. And for more news coverage, be sure you're following the Black Information Network at BINnews.com. Thank y'all.
All right, girl.
Peace, Morgan.
Peace.
Wake that ass up. Early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.